to be careful what I
Oh,
say.
I know.
I would never,
I would never say, I would never put your
That's
name
why
on
I
it.
said, let's talk about it in person, because I would rather
I just
us
wondered,
talk about it.
is that considered Curtis
Yeah.
building?
So we'll get 2 trees.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that is, but I mean,
Well, I've
technically,
got a
they're all
message about
supposedly
Yeah.
they're
so
all
if they get
connected,
contact back.
like,
This is one of the
and
people I couldn't get a hold of.
leaning
They
on
wanted to
each
treat
come
it.
out
other,
and
I
made your own
guess,
little
or
notes.
whatever.
I
But
scribbled on it
I
and
was
handed it to
just
Brian. All right.
And
Oh,
mics
look,
are
you
about to
had
go
a-
live
Your years
a
of
map of all
in
the
5,
places.
Oh, yeah.
4,
Okay.
3,
Okay.
4. We are on the air.
We are live, guys. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thanks for showing up today. So, we have last month's meetings, but Sarah is not gonna be here today. So, and we don't have a stand-in for Brian or, Tanner. And we're short a couple members. I think we're good. Does anybody have any questions about the minutes from last time? Everything was good? You were happy with them? You couldn't get them? We had problems getting them. This, oh. This is,
Did you have them?
no.
Okay. When I look where I normally, on the site where I normally get them, I've gotten last month. I didn't get this month.
Okay.
Or, well, we're in March, so February's month.
February. Okay. Well, this, I should have done this sooner. This is Zach. Zach is our city clerk. He's managing all the meetings for the city, city. And he is our go-to person if you need anything. I volunteered him for that position. So yes, if you can't get your minutes, you can't get the agendas, you need something.
I did get the agenda.
Okay.
All
We'll look into that.
They're working on it. Okay. All right, well, no one had any questions about them? Want to take a vote and accept them?
I move that we accept the minutes.
All right, well, so we have to do a roll call, right?
Yes.
All right.
Zach, do they have a quorum?
Well,
First, we'll do a roll call for the overall committee and establish if we have a quorum. If we don't, then the approval of the minutes will go to next meeting.
fair enough.
Ms. Wagner, Ms. De Leon.
She's off the list. She shouldn't.
Oh, she shouldn't even be on the list. All right. Mr. Ball, Mr. May, Mr. Sawyers, Mrs. Hager,
Here,
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Diener,
Yes.
Mr. Menzer.
Yes.
And another thing that's on the official thing is Mr. May, John May being representative. Randy has always been our representative. So we'll get that changed on when we change the fill-ins.
So should Randy sit up here?
Yeah, we're gonna get him up here eventually,
Not yet, yeah. Technically, it's the Director of Public Buildings and Land,
which is really John,
which is John Alvarez.
but he's not gonna do it.
Has no interest in being,
He doesn't wanna be involved.
yeah, he's involved in enough.
He has more than enough going on.
Yeah, his impact on trees is lesser than some of the other.
And every time I mention a tree, he gets a little red. No, he doesn't. He doesn't really get red. But, so, then the voting on the minutes will go to next month. Okay. All right. So, we'll go down the agenda here. We got a few things to talk about. TCP program. Brian Wade's here. He's been planting the trees. Where are we on TCP?
I think we're just about got Sarah's done and Angel's done the original list.
Okay.
Just got a couple snags on both of them, so nothing, just tree here and there we gotta work through.
Okay. So all but like 4 or 5?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
One tree had a stump under it, and then one guy didn't want to put one tree, wants a different tree, just stuff like that. It's just time consuming.
Yeah, those
stuff,
kind of fun things,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right, so, once he completes that, then he'll move on to the West End or Clintonville or.
Right now, they're planting the tree out there on Candier Park, the tree.
Okay, oh, the corals out there,
We're doing that right now.
good,
They're in right now.
good. Very good. So, Emo took over the West End. You have anything with that?
I've submitted everything that I could get a hold of. I have 2 that I still have to try contact. I've talked with Zane, and, you know, one is a tree that has to be removed, and another one is able to get a hold of anybody to decide. I just talked to Zane, he said, remember that one place where the policeman told you to move? Yeah, and we went back in that alley. He says, go ahead and plant one in the alley.
Oh, okay.
So
Is
put
it
a put something small in there.
That service berry.
Okay. Well, we got an extra service here.
So,
So you'll be
is that good enough?
Yeah.
Just telling him,
Yep.
figure it out?
Yep, and then you got all your maps and everything to Brian, so he knows where everything goes, and what you're gonna do with that, or you just got him?
Pretty well set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he and I walked everything.
Okay.
So he knows where, I do have stuff if you want it. So I can take that one off my list then, because you're gonna put a tree there.
Very good,
Okay,
very good.
What was the address on that one? Do you have the address?
yes, I do, I would do.
Or you can give it to me after the meeting.
201 North Harrison Street.
Is that right on the corner of Sugar and Harrison?
In the backyard. Remember, that was the alley.
201 North Harrison?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was in the back. Remember, the fence was in the way, or we thought we didn't have much room. Stick one in the back area.
We'll look at it, but it's not a problem if,
And then the other one is the tree needs to be removed.
yeah, by the homeowner.
And that's at 309 Greenwood.
Bless you.
And that's the one that's clear down by the impound lot? Very
Brian,
good.
when you plant the trees, are they with the burlap ball like you did mine?
Just like yours.
I'm sorry?
Just like yours.
Just like that? So you gotta dig the biggest holes for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they dig a big hole for that little ball, don't they?
I made them 6 holes. I got 6. Shade Tree did not buy my trees, so I was so proud of these holes. Yeah, I only made them like this big. So,
Yeah,
It's a
live and
start.
learn, live and learn.
yep.
Okay, so I've got Clintonville on here. Clintonville was Mansfield Avenue, and then the Grange and Fern Avenue, Clinton Road. I did that one. We also had one on Sandusky and one on Mulberry that kind of got thrown into that list. We've got those. The only thing that's changed on mine, and I wrote down for Brian's, we moved a couple trees on Mansfield Avenue. And then there is the one on Mansfield Avenue where the woman wanted to remove that pine tree. Down, right almost catty corner from the school. She had those 2 big pines in the front
Oh,
yard.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's still there, so
Okay.
we'll see how that one goes.
Okay.
Other than that,
Do
we've
you
got
know
all
the
those
address?
marked.
You can get it to me.
I gave Brian my stuff, I can get you the address.
Very good.
Hey, I'm trying to be a little more organized, look at this. If I can pull it out. Yeah, I got folders instead of piles. I don't know if it's any better or not. It was 121 Mansfield Avenue. It's catty corner from the school. It'd be on the west side of the street across from the school. She has 2 big humongous pine trees in her front yard. She wanted to take one of them out, but she hadn't done it yet.
In the right of way or on property?
On property. I didn't do anything in the right of way along there. There's plenty of room, and we may readdress that one here in the future. Okay? Okay, we did that. So I've got invasive removal on here. You guys have done a lot of invasive removal along the dike or along the riverbank, along by Riverside Park.
Yep.
And we talked about, you know, when we, last year we picked 80 pear trees and we replaced them. We talked about doing another 80 pear trees this year, but we haven't really nailed it down. We have one neighborhood that has 60 of them,
Yeah,
one neighborhood.
yeah, so, well, I can talk about it.
You wanna talk about it a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't know that this is the one, but it's one that we've talked about.
Yeah, so we'll continue to do invasive removals throughout the city along the Kokosing River. We're into our bat exclusion window, April 1st through October 31st. Bats use trees to roost, rear their young, And so we don't want to remove any trees along riparian corridors greater than 3 inches. So we'll continue to do invasive removals, no trees in those areas. Our invasive pears that we have around town, last year we removed 70 in pockets throughout our city. We identified an area that has, I think it's actually 57 pears. It's a neighborhood off of South Edgewood, where Mount Vernon Avenue connects and turns into Edgewood Road. There's a neighborhood on the east side. There are 57 pears, so I'll draft up a letter and send it to residents, get feedback on removals there, and we'll do the same as we have done in the past. Remove the tree and replace it with a native in that area. So that's on the docket. We'll continue to push towards, no invasives in our city. Well, I don't know if we'll ever get there, but we'll keep trying. We'll keep trying, yeah.
Anybody have questions about invasives before I ask him another question?
Nope.
All right.
Very good.
So I also have the meadows here. I want to keep you up here a second.
Yeah.
When we were out there and looked at that, we identified the tree with the post in it.
Yeah.
And then the pine tree and a couple
Mhm.
things. Is Mike? Have you had Mike out there at all? Is that?
Yeah, so he has it on his schedule to go out to that stand of trees on what we call the Meadows, which is off of Pittsburgh Avenue. And is that 7th?
Yeah, it's
7th.
Seventh.
There's a isolated pocket of woods and invasives in the meadows that we are going to remove the understory invasives and continue efforts to convert that area into the meadow. That area is where they set off fireworks every year for the 4th of July, so we don't want to block any sort of view and continue to allow that to be open for the public to have as a viewing area for the fireworks. So we're going to keep efforts going there. There are 3 trees that are dead, dying, or decaying that we want to remove. The one that Doc mentioned as well, he has looked at those. Those will have to come from a separate purchase order if we were to remove them.
Okay.
So we just haven't got that quoted
Haven't
yet.
got that far.
Yeah, haven't quoted it.
All right.
Yep.
Let's see. While I got you here, is there anything else?
You wanted to talk about storm damage while I'm
Yeah,
up here?
Well, yeah, while you're here, let's talk about storm damage. Wasn't on my list yet. And then the block grant meeting that you went to.
Yeah. We continuously look for funds to improve our community every year, different avenues. One of them is Community Development Block Grant. We have some projects going on now, and we're looking at future projects as well and trying to identify areas in which we can improve our community. And there's a lot of different criteria that are met in these application processes and in the projects as they start and continue on. Part of the contingency that we like to include in that are trees. Trees are important for a lot of things, stormwater and pollinator and wildlife corridors, shade, cooling effects, heat islands, and that for our residents. And we had a kickoff meeting to kind of talk next stages on these applications that we may be looking to apply for. And I went as a representative for Shade Tree and just said, hey, if we're doing these, we want trees. And they were all for it. So it's something we're going to continue to include when we do these projects as part of our improvements to almost infrastructure at this point, as the benefits for stormwater are great for trees. The weather events we've had lately are pretty drastic. I think everyone is aware of those. 2 weeks ago now, we had the high windstorm come through, knock down. We had 16 trees come down, 60 events which warranted intervention, limbs or larger parts of trees without the whole trees coming down. Our streets guys have been working really diligently to collect all of those removed trees from roadways and everything. They should be finishing that up this week. And just a note on those, if a tree's in the right of way, we can come and do maintenance. Acts of God can bring trees down if they're in the road, in the right of way. call it in, report it in, we can come and do some work on those. Private property trees, if they fall into the roadway, we can do work on. If they're on private property, that is part of the homeowner's responsibility. Any exceptions to that? No. Okay. So, yeah, if you have, and if you always call if you have questions and need clarification on that, we'd be happy to answer those for you if you need help determining what you need to do. Yeah, I don't mind talking through that with homeowners. So,
Good. Thank you.
very good.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you sitting in on those.
Yeah.
I've got America 250 here. You talked about it a little bit last time, but, you know, they've got their plans for things going out through the whole summer.
Yep.
We planted bald cypress in the meadows right behind the sign that says the meadows. That's gonna be as part of our 250. They're gonna give us a tree. Well, we planted 6 trees there. Bald cypress is one of them. So I haven't been in contact with them. Are they gonna do plaques? Did they say anything about that when you were there?
No.
Okay. We'll get back with them on that. Add that on there, and I kept
So we
experiencing.
want a plaque on that tree.
Yeah, one of the
Okay.
trees we're definitely gonna put a plaque on. When I talked with them earlier, we talked about doing a granite plaque. We do the 12 by 12 concrete, but these were granite. They were 12 by 14 granite markers, and I think they were gonna be like $250 a piece or something. You know, I've got that written down somewhere. I don't have it
Okay.
right in front of me. But I'll confirm that that's going to happen. Well, it's gonna happen for us, but if it
So
was gonna
we planted a bald cypress, and what was the other?
we planted we did oak trees
Okay.
Red oaks.
Red oaks.
and white oak. And white oak was the tree that every community was gonna get a white oak,
Okay.
part of the original conversation. So if we still get the white oak, we'll plant it, but we planted one just,
So we've only planted the bald cypress.
Yep.
We have not planted
planted-
the red.
we planted all of them.
Yes, just
all
not
6.
the white oak.
Yes,
Okay.
planted one.
Okay.
We haven't planted the one they're gonna give us yet.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry,
got it.
I'm
See it.
sorry I'm confusing you.
Not at all. Not at all. That's why
And
we're.
I can be confused just
Nope.
myself.
Yes.
So,
Recommending.
And
And
I
you
left
think it was $250 for the?
for that plaque. We get it from Ralston Art Memorial.
Okay.
Darcy's the who you would talk to there, if you wanna call and confirm that. I haven't gone any further. I haven't talked to them about what kind of design they're gonna do or anything.
So, who's organizing the plaque?
Well, when I talked to them,
And when you say you talked to.
email, was Olivia?
Olivia?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Olivia's where I got the original
Okay.
information, but I know
Okay.
nothing, I don't have any of the details on
Okay,
any of the wording or
Yep.
style or any of that kind of
Okay.
stuff, so I haven't gone any further
no
on
problem.
it.
I can talk to her about that if you want.
You see her, yeah,
Yes,
that'd be great. That's better than emailing.
yes,
To actually physically talk to
Yes.
somebody is
Yes. Yes.
much more productive and
Yes.
beneficial in
Yes.
my aged opinion.
Is that a requirement to get a free tree?
No. From what I understood, every community was gonna get a tree.
Do you know, do you have any inkling what the source was for where those trees were coming from? Like,
I didn't get that.
okay, I'll ask about that. I will get all of this clarified.
Have they contacted you, Brian, for any trees?
Okay,
Okay. So maybe they're not that far along yet.
okay, I'll find out where they're at with that.
Okay, thank you. And then I had Experience Mount Vernon on here, but you already talked about
We already
that,
talked
last
about
about
that.
that, and
Yeah.
we're not involved on that. But they wanna plant in the, tree pits downtown to kind of dress them up. With the new,
Municipal building?
municipal building, yeah, I just keep wanting to say City Hall, but I'll get one of these years,
You're
I'll
okay.
get municipal building. There's an oak tree out front that's been there, that was part of the original community development block grant in there, we have a 25-year look back. They would like that tree removed because they wanna put the Rudens clock on the front of the building. That's my understanding, the clock that used to be on front of Rudens, put
Okay,
it there in front of the building, what would be right where the tree is. And then they wanna add another park bench to that little tree lawn, or that little planter.
mhm,
That's 2 things I in my conversations. Whether
Okay.
that's the way it goes, who knows? So, one of the conversations was just putting in a different tree in a different location, but still in that tree pit. So, I talked to Brian briefly about something that might be smaller that fit and not block things. But I don't remember if we came up with an idea or not.
You know, you go like a little serviceberry or like a coral burst or something like that, but
Yeah.
stay small.
Yeah. So I'm not sure where we are on that yet. We'll have to have more meetings on
I
that.
drove by that this afternoon to try to figure out where you were talking about.
Did you see it?
Kinda confused.
You're right there with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Birds of a feather, right? But that's something that's, been brought up and we'll get to it. Okay, so the Tree City Banquet Awards. Tree City Awards are May 6th in Springfield, Ohio. So, email already said no, well, he said he's working and Russ said no way.
Wow.
Wow.
So, and I know that all this, folks here in the city, all engineering department, they're all at a stormwater conference that week, so none of them will be. So would you have an interest in going with me? And then I haven't heard from Sarah yet. But we have the option to do that.
Talk about the awards we're getting.
Yes, oh yeah, we get our Tree City Award, which will be our 33rd year. And then, we also qualified for the Growth Award, and I believe this will be our 12th Growth Award.
12th or 13th, yeah.
12th or 13th, somewhere in there. We had a string of like 10 in a row, and then they changed the software, and we got messed up and missed one year. So we're starting over again for our string. But
It's a Wednesday,
it's a Wednesday.
okay,
They usually do them on Thursdays. This one they did on Wednesday. I don't know.
okay,
So if you'd like to go,
okay,
you don't have to make your decision right now, but
Okay.
I'll need to know fairly soon.
okay,
Because I have to get a purchase order in and then make arrangements for him to pay for it.
okay,
And like I said, I haven't heard from Sarah yet to see if she's interested.
okay.
All right, so let's see. Martinsburg Road, the trees are out.
They are.
And it looks like they went further down, like all in front down of the Naz property too.
That was the NAS doing it.
Naz did
Yeah.
that? Yeah, city didn't do that, but while they were in there, they had it done.
Yeah, private property, and then AEP also removed trees, continuing down Martinsburg, separate from this project, just coincidentally.
Just happened to work out.
Yeah.
And they actually removed them instead of cutting them up.
Mhm.
That's good. That's not their normal operation, is it?
I don't know if you'd say it's good, but they did, they did take them all the way out, yes. Were they the ones that
Yeah, they took
Yeah.
all the wide trees out.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're looking to extend sidewalk along Martinsburg Road down to Ames Street on the west side. So we had some tree removals come out there to facilitate that. A lot of these trees were damaged from utility trimmings over the years, were in really poor health. So with all removals, we plan to replace them, so this gives us an opportunity to replace them with a better, more suitable tree in those sites. As Doc had mentioned, some more trees had been removed as you went further south on Martinsburg Road on Naz property on both sides of the road. So that's something we should probably reach out to them and see if we're able to replace those as well, being that we didn't do it, that they did. So
Okay. I'm open.
gotta ask.
Yeah, I'm open to planting trees.
Yeah.
That's
So
a good idea.
I took out 8 for the Martinsburg Road project. Further 6 were done by a homeowner privately, and then I don't have the number on the trees that were removed on the Naz property. So,
Looked like 3 or 4. I didn't really count them. I just looked down.
well, there's 3 or 4 on the east side, and then more on the west side that were removed as well. So,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
total there were probably another 8 to 10.
They removed a couple of trees in the field, was that part of it too?
The ones where they had the excavator
Yeah.
just recently, those were storm damaged, and that's separate.
That's separate.
Yeah. But on private property. Well, Naz Marine property. So,
Very good. Well,
Yes.
while I got you here again.
Yeah.
Burgess and Hamtramck, the brick
Yeah.
replacement project. How many
Correct.
trees are you taking out for that?
we have 3, 4, 5 trees being removed.
Okay.
And we actually removed 4 a part of our invasive removal program last year in the same project area. So,
We will go in and put as many in as we can.
how many? 3?
That's on the slate to happen this year.
Yeah, there might be 6.
Cause there's 3 down.
Yeah,
at the
there's-
far end of West Burgess, 3 up at the other end of West Burgess, then the 1 on Hamtramck.
2 on 117, 1 on 123, 1 at the corner of Mulberry and Burgess, and 1 on Hamtramck.
Oh, so it's 5.
Yeah.
That's why you spend 60 hours doing it.
Keep it in here somewhere.
You just rattle them off, that's good.
So yes, that job is been bid. It went out to bid, and so construction will begin somewhat short order. And with all our projects, we'd like to come back there and replace trees once it's done. So we'll look at the plan, see where we have room, make contact with homeowners. If we have to go on private property and if there's right-of-way space, we'll see what we can get.
Very good, thank you.
Yep.
All right, I'm running out of things to talk about here real quick, lucky you. So, I didn't put Bee City in here. Quentin, you wanna come up and talk about Bee City a little bit?
Sure.
Cause I know you've been very active with Bee City.
Yeah, it's a good time of year.
Yeah. So we've had a couple events this spring. We had one, I might have talked about it at the last meeting because I think it was before the last meeting. We planted just shy of 2,000 pawpaw seeds along the river. This is in an area right before you cross Harcourt, the bridge on Harcourt Road going out of town. On the left side of that bridge, so it's the southeast side of the river there along the banks. There was a good bit of honeysuckle there at one point that's been cleared out and treated. Some of it's always going to try to come back, so we try to stay on top of that. There's also a decent patch of Japanese knotweed there that's starting to loom in. So we kind of surrounded the knotweed with as much pawpaw seed as we could. And we've had success with the pawpaw. This is our 3rd time planting pawpaw seed. And we noticed last fall that our first and second rounds of pawpaw seed were coming up, and we were starting to see little seedlings. And we estimate we've probably got 100 or 200 coming up. So not super high success rate, which was why we put 2,000 in. So we put 2,000 in, maybe we'll get 200 or 300 pawpaw that show up. That's pretty big success because they'll root sucker out and colonize that area.
Awesome.
Hopefully keep the honeysuckle and the Japanese knotweed from coming back. Then just 2 weeks ago, we did coincidentally, like right after the storm, the day before the storm, we'd gone and collected a bunch of elderberry and dogwood live stakes that from somebody who had a lot on their property. It's not that they were against them, they were just in the wrong place. So they trimmed them back a lot, and we went and collected those, brought them back to Mount Vernon, and then Saturday staked those in. I can't remember the exact number. You weren't there for that one. I think it was like 440. That's what it was. It was 440. Yep. So that was fun. And in that same area, live staking along the river. While we were there, we had live staked that area last year around this time, and we saw that a lot of our live stakes were still alive. Probably close to 50% of them were still alive and starting to bud out, and even some of them were getting leaves already. So that was really good to see. We had a meeting with a native landscaper not quite a month ago, and we showed them around to all of our projects and then kind of planned projects, and we're still waiting to hear back from them to get some proposals. So we've got hopefully some exciting new things coming up, but I don't want to talk about that too much till we really know what's going on. But yeah, we'll hopefully be doing some more native pollinator areas, some larger ones, and kind of rehabbing some of the ones we already have to make them nicer and more practical.
When does the bees come back?
Some of them never leave.
I saw a bee.
Really?
A bee.
Yeah, I've seen a couple already.
I feel it must have gotten frozen,
Mm.
but it was like on my deck, and I was like, holy crap, a bee, and I think it got frozen and it was deceased, but I was like, you know,
Yeah.
here they come.
Yep. Yeah. I've already seen some out. So.
Yeah, and that pollinator summit, have we talked since we did the pollinator summit? Have we talked about that?
Yeah, I
before?
think we've had a meeting
Yeah, they
since
said like
pollinators.
we have like 500 bees are native in our area. Yeah, who'd have thought? Yeah. So I got on here sequoias. When I talked to Scott last, he said he would spray the grass there at the end of April, start growing.
Okay.
So how long do you think how far ahead should we order them?
You need 2-week burn down after you treat it.
Yeah.
So we're looking planting it maybe the end of May.
Yeah. Mid to end of May.
Mid-Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Probably. So we could probably order them around the time when he sprays them. Maybe it would be a good time to order them.
Okay. We'll have to look and see what their lead time is, though. Maybe they got, I don't remember the contractor. He was in California, that guy.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Lead time. Okay.
Quentin, when does bee pollinator flowers and all that start coming out, come back?
I guess it just depends what kind. So the spring ephemerals are already coming up. So in woodland areas and in grasses, you'll see violets are popping already, Virginia spring beauties, and a lot of the early spring ephemerals. Those are all pollinator friendly flowers. The ones that you're going to see in your prairie are probably not going to be coming up till like end of May or June. But it just depends. They vary. Some of them don't flower until later, like July or August.
Yeah, summer, fall.
Like you see a lot of daylilies popping up, is that a bee?
Uh,
Pollinator?
Daylilies are not native as far as I know. I'm
I
sure
mean, for the
bees love
bees.
them. Any flower pollinators, they're gonna be pollinators that go to them. And some bees are more like honeybees are pretty generalist. They're not picky at all. They'll pollinate any flower. So the focus on native flowers for pollinators is that certain pollinators and certain flowers have very specific relationships. A couple good examples are the monarch butterfly, which the caterpillars require the milkweed as sustenance. So they only lay their eggs on milkweed. Then the caterpillars only eat milkweed until they become butterflies. So another good one is pawpaw with, I think it's the zebra swallowtail. They have an exclusive relationship. The zebra swallowtail will only lay their eggs on a pawpaw. So if you don't have pawpaw trees, you don't have zebra swallowtails.
A pawpaw tree?
Pawpaw tree. Yep.
And that's native, though.
And so they've grown and adapted with each other. The same way that you'll see deer. They'll eat non-native stuff, right? But it doesn't always provide the nutritional value they need because it's not what they're adapted to. So they a lot of the times will prefer to have native vegetation to eat because that's what they grew up with,
Deer
right?
would eat anything.
Yeah, deer will eat about
If it
anything.
says deer resistant, liars.
Yeah. So
Okay. Then we have Dark Sky Week coming up.
we do, and there's a proclamation I think at the next city council meeting.
April 13th, which is the actual Monday of Dark Sky Week,
Very good.
Yep.
which is great. I'm stoked for that.
And dark sky is important for our pollinators.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I,
Well,
I should mention one other thing too, if I may, while I'm up here.
You go
So
for
the
it.
mayor established the Sustainability Advisory Group, which he made me the chair of. Basically, he found a dozen or so community members that are either because of their interests or their experience situated uniquely to provide guidance to the community and to the city on sustainability related matter. We're meeting quarterly. We just had our first meeting last week. A lot of really excited people on there to kind of dig in and learn more about what the city does and how we can do simple things to make big improvements. And so don't be surprised if they're coming to the shade tree meetings or like reaching out to you and trying to figure out how and why we do our tree plantings and removals and stuff like that, because I'm sure there's some that are going to be interested in trees and want to know more about what we do there. So
Very good. Any questions for Quentin? Okay, thank you very much. So now, we got a couple more minutes and we'll put Randy on the spot a little bit. Randy, you're excited about this. So,
You gotta come up to a microphone there.
I heard the question,
Yeah, so just, we talked earlier, you know, getting all your equipment ready, you think you might have a crew for your water truck? And I saw you talk with Brian, have you kinda, you got a plan for what you're thinking about as far as when you think you might wanna start?
we haven't talked about starting, he's gonna get the bags for
Okay.
TCPs, but
How are we with bags? Do we have enough?
I would have to look.
Okay.
We had quite a few that we ordered extra last year, so I hope with what we had to throw away last year, the older ones, we should be good this year.
Will we need to order more?
I'll find out.
Would it be a bad idea to start thinking about ordering more?
Last year, I ordered 200 of them just specifically for Heartland Commerce Park, and then we ordered 400 of them for the city.
Okay.
So we should have, of new bags, we've got 600 new bags
Okay.
sitting there. And then, you know, 400, 500 older bags,
Yeah.
and then how those come around. So once we get bags on the trees to see where we are this year with how they're holding water, we use the old bags first. And then,
And then sometimes that's what the old bags just don't hold up, and that's,
Yeah.
we ran into that last year, so, yeah.
so then we'll take them off, they'll go away, and then we'll have a better feel for where we are with bag order.
Very good.
My thought with last year spending a bunch of money on bags is we wouldn't have to do it for a couple of years. But,
And, yeah.
but you never know.
I'm sure they're more expensive now, so.
Oh, yeah, they do, yeah, they don't go down in price, darn things. All right, anything else you need to add?
No, just, we need to come up with a list so we can look through them and get the equipment out, make sure everything's ready to go, and decide a date we wanna start putting water to.
Randy, you guys are in charge of like the watering. What was that beautification thing you guys did? Like, you remember there's some ladies that was gonna do some beautification? Now Randy's people have to water their flowers.
No,
Okay.
no. That's,
We got enough to water without taking on other stuff usually.
Oh, come on, Randy.
It's keeping up with them, that's.
And we add more every year, just to kinda watch his hair get grayer.
Rare and falling out.
Yeah. Or you're pulling it out, one or the other. All right, well,
can I ask can
Go
I bring
for
up
it.
something?
Sure, go for it.
I'm not sure, Zane or Quentin, if you know anything about this at this point. We got that email forwarded to us on March 16th from Brian, about the, 10 East Gambier, the curb repair and the memorial tree for Bill Jones.
Yes.
Have we talked about, has anybody made, is that squared up? Like, do we know anything about that?
You wanna talk about it or you want me to?
Is it like,
Why don't you start,
is it a
Doc?
tangled up situation or?
No.
I just wanna.
We can talk about it.
Zane and I went and met with her week before last.
2 weeks ago, I
2
believe.
weeks ago. The curb is deteriorating and they did a little patch and it didn't hold up and there is no tree pit there. So, I asked Quentin, we've got the contractor, was it Smith that does concrete work? Is in town doing a lot of concrete work, so Quentin's gonna get a quote from them on repairing the curb and
Creating a tree pit.
creating, but two different quotes.
Understood.
So that we know, then we can talk to people about who can fund what and where we're gonna go with
Okay,
this.
but we've talked about it.
We
Okay,
have talked.
I wasn't trying to like overstep.
No, you're-
I just
you're
wanted to
fine.
follow up because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that,
I appreciate you bringing it up, cause I'd forgotten about it.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I feel really strongly that was really a big tragedy and we,
Oh, yeah, so as Doc said, we're gonna get quotes for the work, with almost all sidewalk repair we do. We like to do a 50-50 cost share, so we'll get the quotes and present it to, the people who approached us. We'll look at two separate ones, one work for the sidewalk to the tree pit itself, and then Shade Tree will
awesome,
donate the tree.
great, great.
We're working towards it.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sorry, like I said, I'm not trying to overstep, I just wanted to
And
follow up.
she asked if we could plant a ginkgo. So,
A stinko ginkgo.
a stinko ginkgo.
Well, no, it'd be the, yeah.
I would imagine
so-
it'd be like these autumn, is that what these are, autumn blaze or something?
Autumn golds.
So what we have here on the square.
Yeah. which we need to replace one by the bank.
All right,
It's gone.
well, we'll need a quote. Then did you look at the one on Main Street too then? It's just the stump? So we need a quote for that too. Will you be able to dig that out?
I think so.
Just have to be careful of the power that's in there. I don't know how they did it. So we'll need a quote for that. Okay. Anything else? You guys are great. You do a bunch of good work. Appreciate it. We got a lot going on.
We got a few minutes.
We got minutes.
Tell us about an area of Foundation Park. We have an area, we call it the Arboretum. It's not a officially designated Arboretum, but you're gonna be planting some trees up there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think it'd be good to let people know it exists, so do you wanna talk about it a little bit?
Yes. For years, we called it West Arrow. It's the west part of Arrow Foundation Park now. It's the Delano Field of Discovery, which is gonna be the pollinator area. That was one of the quote people we talked with when we did the pollinator stuff for how to take care of that area. But up above there, we planted 50 native trees up in there, about 10 years ago now. Probably been about 10 years ago. So the plan is to add, is it 25 aspen?
I think it was 20.
20.
It could be 25.
Yeah, 20 quaking aspen in a group in there. And then we've got some hickory trees to go in and then some,
We got three big nut hickory trees, which are Providence trees,
okay,
and then three
American Beach.
American beech trees, which
Okay.
are Providence trees.
and then,
We're done today.
okay. And then, there's a little group of pawpaws in there and a couple of those are looking really in poor shape. So we might need to replace a couple of those.
Getting strangled out by some vines. I think we can bring them back.
Yeah, we need to get in and we've
Yeah.
got the fences around them, keep deer off them. They're big enough now, we can take the fence off a lot of them and then clean the vines and things out of it.
Yeah.
So, is that something, that's part of what the city contracts to have mowed up there?
No,
Who mows that?
that will be us trying to keep up with that.
Well, there's a lot of overgrown that we've got an area we've kept it pretty nice with mowed, and an area that we hadn't done much with. We're gonna need that area we haven't done much with mowed,
Yeah,
so we can get into there and get some things done.
we could meet out there sometime so we can know what needs mown.
Okay.
Mowed, and see about
All right.
what they want left, cause we've always ran into that. Someone wants it mowed and someone doesn't want it mowed.
Well, now it's ours, we're gonna mow it. No, We're
We're gonna maintain it.
gonna maintain it, yes, but we've got a lot that's overgrown that we need to get knocked down so we can get in there and do the things we wanna do. And then we'll figure it out from there, how we wanna go further with it. If we're not gonna plant in a certain area, there's no reason to mow it again until we're ready to start planting in that area. But the goal is to slowly start to expand the tree count in that area.
Yeah. So that whole area, the idea is to make it a great community resource. So on the north side of this particular property, we're working on establishing native pollinator species, native vegetation in general. There'll be some trails so people can access it and learn about the species that are in there. Different exhibits will be set up from local artists. So the idea is anyway to collaborate with local artists and do natural exhibits that can biodegrade over time. We're working with Kenyon to do an exhibit at the central focal point in there. That's all ongoing. The Arboretum, as it is so called, will look to officially designate it as an Arboretum. We're planting more species to increase diversity and maintain that. Now that the city has a maintenance, we're able to maintain it, we're gonna do so. Yeah, we wanna turn this into a space that the community can really go and enjoy and learn.
Very nice. And as you're talking about Arboretum, we think, my brain just is terrible. We talked about the square.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the people that did the police station,
Mhm.
that landscape architect.
Yeah.
I can't think of their name offhand. They had to get some documents to Brian
yeah.
to be certified.
Conningers.
Yeah. We wanted to take them on a tour of the square.
Mhm.
We've got deteriorating flower beds, the Veterans Memorial's gonna move. The idea was, let's upgrade it a bit, get a few more benches in, do some things to make it a little more useful and accessible.
Yeah.
Especially with the, farmer's market in there on Saturday, how things are done in there. Get some kind of pavers or something so that they're not standing in mud and turning the grass into mud and things.
Yeah, the square is really unique. They actually use it in ISA training because of it. There's not a lot of places like it, and so Doc has brought up the idea of turning that, actually designated that as a level 1 arboretum as well, and it's all part of the process. We're gonna do the rehab up front and then look to increase the tree count and diversity, and then look towards designation.
And the advantage of making it a level 1 arboretum is then, it makes it harder for future generations to come in and put a road through the middle of it.
Oh, yes.
Not that that's ever been the plan.
Not that's never been talked about, but you don't know,
We
you know?
can't even mention that, people lose their minds.
Yeah.
But
We
it
don't-
just,
yeah.
it just helps preserve it the way it is.
Yeah.
Do what?
I said, look at Mansfield, they got 4 lanes right.
Right through the middle of their park, yeah, right through the middle of their square, yeah. Yeah, we don't want that. Okay.
Arbor Day is gonna be before we meet next.
Oh, gosh, yes. Geez, thanks for that. I didn't put that on there. Arbor Day will be April 24th.
Yeah.
You should show up for this one. April 24th at 10 a.m. at the Salvation Army. There's gonna be, they're working on their program. The mayor will read a proclamation. Captain Christine will read a book. She thinks it was gonna be The Living Tree, but
Giving Tree, yeah.
Giving Tree,
Yep.
but she may change her mind. Then the kids are gonna be working on art projects, tree-related art projects and things.
Yeah, we're very lucky we get to be the ones to go in and plant a tree, and you
Yeah.
know, we have a great time. But the idea is to provide a resource for these students that they wouldn't maybe otherwise have. So they're working that whole week. They're going to be focused on environmental programming, trees and pollinators and the like, and captain's working on getting that program together. As far as I know, this is not a publicly open event. It would be for families, students, and then of course the commission would be willing to go. Just if someone's listening and don't expect to show up and walk in. But yeah, it's great. This is something we do every year. We have an Arbor Day. The mayor will come and proclaim, give a proclamation. The tree will already be in place. We'll have the students help mulch the tree. Doc will have a speech. We'll likely also give a speech on behalf of Shade Tree, and yeah, it'll be a really good day.
And we do our tree dance.
Yeah.
You gotta do the tree dance.
What day is that? The 24th?
24th.
Friday, April 24th, 10 a.m.
You said kids will be there.
We'll have-
Is
Yeah,
it
the students.
Is that no school day or something?
No, it's a preschool.
It's a school day.
Okay.
yeah.
It's a preschool there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this year again, Wendy's will be helping us with that. Every child will get a Frosty coupon.
I'm very
What
thankful.
time's that again?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Thanks.
Get that in your phone.
Good reminder to plant a tree in your community. Just fill out a permit first, if it's in the right of way.
Yeah, always fill out. Well, thank you for bringing that up. I had scribbled everything here and I didn't have Arbor Day there, so many things. Any other questions, concerns, ideas? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move.
Can't vote on it, we don't have quorum.
So does it never end?
Yeah, then we're stuck here. Yeah, we never get to go home.
Yeah.
You better second it real quick.
Yeah.
We can't.
Second.
Second, there, all right, we're good. Thank you very much for all your work, everybody.